Hi, it's Ash and welcome to my channel and my community of fellow runners that like to look after their body, especially after a run with a nice stretch. And we're going to start straight away on your hands and your knees. And if you're like me, you've just been for a run, it's been for a really long run, I'm a little bit sweaty, I'm a little bit beat up, my body needs a good stretch. I need to slow my breathing down, I need to take away that intensity that was in my life, and I need to start balance that with a nice good stretch and breathing. So we're going to bring your hands underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips and just have a little bit of a movement and settle down into the body, into the points of contact. Just have a little bit of the peel of the fingers up and down, bend the elbows, roll through the shoulders and the spine and the ribs, and have a little bit of a wiggle through the hips, loosen off the lower back and the knees, and just start to have a little bit of a roll left and right, up and down and back and around. Just be playful with this. Just saying to the joints, we're going to give you a good squish, we're going to give you a little bit of movement, we're going to give you a good stretch, we're going to help you recover now. Thanks for doing all that work through the running. So starting to slow the breathing down. I'm going to take this into a nice cat-cow now. So making it a little bit more linear, but still some nice movement. You're going to press the belly to the floor and your chin will come up and arch in your back. And breathing in as you do that, so breathing right into the belly button. As you're breathing out, chin to your chest, round through your back. Really push as if you're pushing your pelvis towards your nose. Squeeze. Slowly inhaling, pressing the belly to the floor. Chin comes up. Keep the elbows and the wrists soft and movable. And as you exhale, chin to the chest and rounding through your back. Think about pushing your pelvis towards your nose and just work your way through that now in your own inhale and your own exhale. Thinking about working into as many of those vertebrae as you can. A nice, good stretch and movement, creating fluidity in the spine. I've just realised my legs are absolutely covered in mud. I've just done a really long 10-mile trail run, so it was a sloppy, wet, long effort, but very, very enjoyable. Beautiful to be out in nature. How was your run? How did it feel? Okay, so as we come back to the centre, we're just going to open out into the shoulders and the neck, and we're going to take the left hand and open it up towards the sky, get a nice good breath in, open up the space in the ribs, and as you exhale, come down, hands underneath the shoulder, nice and slowly. I'm going to open up into the other side. Right arm opens up as you're breathing in. Reach and get a good stretch through the ribs and the neck and the shoulders. As you exhale, come down. And just alternating now, left and right. And make it, again, if you feel like getting here and you want to have a little bit of a play, a little bit of a swim around into that shoulder joint, have a little bit of that. Or you can just keep it linear. And then you go into the other side again, you can just open out and then keep it here, or if you want to have a little play and explore, loosen into that shoulder and the ribs, you can do, and then bring it down and alternate each side. And again, just be playful. So it's not kind of set and structured and rigid, because that's your body. Your body's not set and structured and rigid. We're alternating left and right as you do this, so you carry on doing this and playing. Whilst I talk, which is something I like to do to explain the reasons of why we're doing things. But our body is fluid and things can get a little bit stuck at one side more than the other, so it's good to just explore it, work into it, move it, breathe as you find it. Really important that you don't hold your breath, because that just signals to the body to tense up and create more tension. So use your breathing in and out through the nose if you can. Exhaling one more time, coming down. And then we're going to just have a little bit of a slow rock forwards and backwards now. So rock into the wrists, let the hips sink a little bit, rock back into the heels with the hips. Go steady, go slow, and then just rocking forwards again, coming forwards. And this time, if we can, comfortably for the knees and the ankles, we could go hips to the heels and just give this, again, the shin muscles a good squish as we go left and right. So just massage into them. If you sat with the hips off the floor, just do that left and right there. So depending on where you feel comfort, I know I've got some clients that won't be able to sit here because it'd be too painful for their knees. That's okay, just go wherever you can, maybe hips off the heels and massage left and right with that. And we're breathing, keep the shoulders relaxed and the jaw relaxed. And then we're going to walk forwards with the head and the hands. And then from here, right to the top of the mat, slowly starting to lower the waist down. Keep the elbows bent into a nice upward facing dog. Pull the shoulders back.
Breathe into the belly button, squeeze the glutes, so squeeze the bum slightly to support the lower back, and take a nice good arch through that lower back. If it's too intense, you can always come into Sphinx pose, into that more supported version here on the elbows. But if it's okay, we'll stay here. Again, just have a real little bit of movement into the left hand, into the right hand, keeping the shoulders, the jaw, the facial muscles soft. Breathing in nice, relaxed rhythm, in and out through the nose. Okay, one more breath in. As you breathe out, slowly start to send the hips backwards. I'm going to carry on going all the way. Touch the toes together, knees out nice and wide into a nice child pose. Push the hips into the heels. So push the hands into the floor and push the hips into the heels. The rest of the forehead to the floor. And just, again, just have a little bit of a wiggle left and right. So massaging the shin muscles. Massaging the tops of the feet into the ankles. And going into the knees as well, giving them some nice compression which squishes the veins, the arteries, the muscles, the tendons, which is a really nice way to, it's like squishing a toothpaste tube. It squishes any kind of stuck stiffness there, makes it all glide over each other a little bit more smoothly. Okay, and then we're going to come forward with the head lifting up through to all fours, and as we're coming up, we're going to step the left knee to the left wrist. We're going to work into left hip and glute area. So from here, we're going to lift the back knee, and we're going to take the left foot across the mat. We're going to go into that pigeon pose. If you need a block or a cushion to sit your left hip into the floor, you can pause the video and get that now. But we want to walk that knee at the back backwards, and to the point that we can let the left hip sink towards the block, the cushion or the floor, and then keep this right hip pushing in towards that left heel. And then we're going to come onto the elbows if we can, relax the shoulders, and we're going to massage into that left and right. So going left, into the left shoulder, into the left hip, roll into the right hip, into the right shoulder. Keep the shoulders, the jaw, the facial muscles relaxed. And continue to breathe in that nice, relaxed rhythm. And just feel how nice that nice, dynamic movement, that stretchy massage feeling just feels. It refreshes, it squishes everything. Your breathing helps the relaxation. Your body should start to feel a lot more calmer. Your mind should be slowing down. And then we're going to come back up onto the hands. And then from here, we're going to lift that back knee and wiggle it up a few steps. And then lift the back knee so we can take the left foot backwards and feel the difference in the left and the right sides. We can have a little bit of a reset. Slowly rock hips into the heels, and as we come forwards, we're going to step the right knee to the right wrist. So right knee up, take the left knee up, and take the right foot across the mat. Take the back knee, the left knee backwards, and start to sink this right hip into the block, the cushion, or the mat, and then push this left hip down into that right heel. And slowly come forwards onto the elbows, relax the shoulders. And we're going left and right again with this. So into the right hip and right elbow, the way it goes, and then over into the left hip and left elbow. Really important that we keep the shoulders soft, so there's space in the neck. Keep lifting the head away from the hands. And again, notice how nice this movement just feels. It feels like it's squishing. You feel like you're your own sports massage therapist. It just feels good. Okay, just continue to move left and right with this, helping the body recover, helping the mind calm down. And then walking the hands back up towards the hips, push into the mat, and then start to lift the back knee towards the heel, the right heel, and then lift that back knee up and take the right foot backwards. Have a reset, go left and right with that. Notice how everything feels. We're going to step the left foot up towards the left hand. So go hips into the heels, walk the fingertips a little bit further towards the mat, and then step the left hand towards the left foot towards the left hand. Lunge down into it. So just let the hips lunge down into the floor. And then have a little bit of, again, massage left and right. Open up that left knee away from the upper arm if you can do. If not, just stay where you are, but just go left and right with this. Massaging into the hips. So the hip flexors on the right, massaging into the groin. So if this is good for you, you could stay here. if this is the right amount of stretch. If you've got a little bit more, and this is not a challenge, you could place the right hand strongly into the floor. Left hand closest to the foot, is going to lift up and catch hold of that right foot at the back. Let that right hip sink into the floor and just get a really slow pulse of the right hip into the floor and back up, into the floor and back up. Such a nice stretch for that quadricep and hip flexor area. Make sure the back knee feels safe and keep the right shoulder soft so it's not pushing into the ear and squishing the right neck area. There's a really slow, gentle, it's almost imperceptible as the movement. Just massaging nice and dynamically. And then I'm going to slowly release that right foot, don't let it twang. And then walk the hands to that knee at the backwards. And as we do that, we're going to straighten this front leg, so the left leg. And then dig the heel in, pull the toes. We're going to go into the hamstrings again, which have done a lot of work throughout our run. And then we're going to straddle both hands across the leg. And then we're going to let the head bow towards the knee. Keep pulling the toes up. If you need a strong bend in the knee, let's do that. So find the right amount of bend. Don't fully straighten this leg though, because we don't want to stretch the sciatic nerve at the back of the knee. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Okay, and then lift up as you inhale slightly. And then as you exhale, slightly fall. And you massage with that again. So you're inhaling, lifting slightly. And as you exhale, you're falling. And you're massaging with that. Nice and slow. Just feel how the mind has shifted. Feel how the body has shifted states. So the mind and body are shifting states. You can feel that. Okay, and then walking the hands back up to the top of the mat. And then place the hands strongly into the floor. Step the left foot backwards. So we're going to go do that on the opposite side. But slowly rock the hips towards the heels before we do that. Again, just a little bit of a stretch and squish. And then we're going to come forwards, step in the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Lunge down with that back hip. Again, just have a little bit of a wiggle. Open up that right knee to get into the inner thigh. Maybe the hamstring a little bit as well. Just have a little bit of a wiggle and a play about. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep it fluid, so not stiff. If you feel something stiff, move it. And breathe into it. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Okay, if this is good for you, stay here. If you've got more, you could. Hand closest to the foot, the right hand is going to catch hold of that left foot at the back. And we're going to lunge that left hip down into the floor. Make sure the left knee's safe. Have again a really slow, gentle little pulsy wiggle. Nice and easy massage in the body. We don't want to be creating more tension or more stress by being too brutal. So make sure it's really gentle, really slow and soft and kind. And that's going to help that relaxation. It's going to help your body recover. Now we're almost there. Slowly release that left foot. Walking the hands towards that back knee. Dig the heel and pull the toes. Again, find that good stretch and then straddle both hands across that leg as you bring the head more towards the knee. Pull the toes up. And then again, from here, if you need a good bend in the knee, let's keep a good bend. But don't fully straighten the leg out because that could stretch the sciatic nerve. Keep pulling the toes up. Inhale, lift and create a nice long spine. Lifting the head slightly. And as you exhale, just gently fold into the stretch a little bit. So do that with your breathing. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, relaxing down into it. And make sure, again, the upper body stays soft. Continue to breathe and do this. Again, a nice, slow, dynamic massage with the breathing. It's going to help your body recover. It's going to help your mind change state, more relaxed, rested, calm, peaceful. And you're going to be feeling more refreshed, ready to start the rest of your day. One more breath in. As you breathe out again, nice deep release. Feels so good. Walking the hands to the top of the mat, place the foot flat, and then we're going to step that right foot backwards. Again, have a little bit of a wiggle, have a little bit of movement. We're going to come into all fours. Last little stretch we're going to do into the calf muscles. So hands back underneath the shoulders. Step the left foot backwards, tuck the toes under and push the heel further past the toes. And push strongly into the hands and then get that nice slow little pulse. So you're pulsing heel backwards and pushing forwards. heel back, heel forwards. As you stretch the Achilles and the calf muscle, which keeps the area supple, really good for avoiding things like Achilles tendinopathy and calf strains. So we want a good level of dorsiflexion in the ankle, which is this as we're pushing the heel back. We're getting a good stretch into the big toe, hopefully, as well. Keep breathing, pulsing back and stretching. One more. And then slowly bring that leg in. Feel that work. Nice, good stretch and squish into the calves. Feels so good. Okay, and then step that right foot back, toes under. And then push that heel way past the toes. Push strongly into the mat. Push backwards with the heel. And then push forwards a little bit. So pushing back and then forwards. Feeling that good stretch in the calf muscle area. So continue to do that forwards and back into the calf muscle. How have you felt as you've gone through this stretch? Are you feeling much more calmer, much more rested and refreshed? If you are, you can support my channel. You can show me some support. Really simple, free and easy way is just to press the thumbs up. It takes 2 seconds. Just thanks for the video, Ash, in the comments. If you're feeling extra generous and you want to leave a comment. So nice to see all the humans at the other end of the video players. If you're not subscribed, do subscribe to the channel. You'll get all the updates when I post twice a week. And share these videos with a family member or running friend. And that's the ways that you can support my channel, reaching more runners. YouTube's going to put my videos out to more runners, and this community is going to continue to grow. We're going to get the message out there. And I'm just going to carry on posting free content because I can see that people are benefiting from it. So it gives me a little boost. So thank you for all your support. I'm going to come back in with that leg. How do you feel now after that? A little bit of an extended, nice, longer stretch. I know that I feel much calmer, feel good, feel stretched and refreshed. I hope you do too. Thank you for following along with me, and I shall see you in the next video.